Welcome to Fresh Produce. I'm Pete from BTI. Today we've got a great comparison of a whole bunch of new grips. Now, we know our comparison videos in the past have been super popular with our viewers, and also we have a ton of grips on the shelves. So we couldn't pick them all, but here's a highlight of a few of our best sellers, along with some things new and some things that we think kind of fly under the radar and might be really unique to check out. So let's get right into it. Starting right off here with the Chromatic Format grip. This is a lot of different things going on with this grip, and each section is made to kind of fit different sections of the palm. It's a single lock-on, really lightweight for what you're getting in this grip. You have some ribbing in the grip area. You have nice long edges for the finger to grasp underneath, and then a section for a lot of durability and padding along the top. Moving right along, we've got the ODI Elite Low grip. Now this is just a tight knurled pattern all across the top, and this pretty unique little offset waffle along the underside. So that's going to match, there's a left and right, and that's going to match the contour of your finger as it's on the bar in a normal riding position. There's several different versions of these Elite grips. Check them out. There's some with some additional padding on top. Something for everybody, so those are pretty cool. Another one from ODI. This is the Dreadlock. This grip was made by Tinker Juarez, and it's the most unique material of all the grips in our line. There's actually some air infused right into the rubber, so it gives you some extra cushioning and a little bit slower rebound. It's 35mm diameter, so you do get a bit more cushioning just because of that extra thickness as well, and some really nice finger cutouts on the bottom for extra purchase. Single clamp on this one with a little plastic edge so you can know where you're at on the grip with your palm. Moving right along, we've covered this grip before with Dan. This is the burgtec Minar signature model. This grip has really unique padding all across the top, and it's kind of cut in two different directions. Those cuts sort of allow some of the flex, and so you're going to get some padding from the flex of that rubber. Underneath that ribbing is also some really tight knurling, so even after that's sort of compressed, you get a little additional grip in that. You do have some burgtec logos built in for different feel across the grip. You can rotate those around. Moving right along, another new one. This is the Deity Supracush. Again, thicker knurling all across the top, and we have this waffle cutout on the underside. The waffle is cut into the grip on this one, so you're going to get a little narrower feel in the fingers and still all the cushioning on the top of the grip. They also do a really great job of a thumb pad, kind of a smooth section where we often rub that shifter finger on the underside next to the thumb. So, all right, moving right along, these are some of our most populars. These are the DMR Death Grips. Now there's several versions of this grip. We've got a no flange, we've got a flanged version, so you can feel that little extra edge on the thumb and edge of your fingers as you're searching for the spot on the grip. These happen to be the super tacky race version. There's also a slightly more durable standard version, just different rubber materials there. Now the DMR Death Grips, Brendog's grip here, pretty unique because they have this nice thick section here underneath the thumb and forefinger. So it's going to offer a lot of cushioning, but also grip at the same time. It has a little bit of flex to it. Then you've got a nice tight knurling on the outside of the palm and a waffle down underneath the fingers. So really a bunch of different distinct sections for different parts of the hand, and sort of different diameter feel throughout as well. All right, we covered the flanged version of the Death Grip. Now here's one that we think kind of flies under the radar. This is the Gusset S2 grip. This one, we've got different types of knurling all across the palm. So there's really thick knurling on the very top, some smaller lower cut knurling besides that. Similar to the Deity, a really nice thick thumb padding where that thumb and shifter finger is gonna sit. We've got some nice edges for the fingers to grab on underneath, and some extra bars on the very edge of the hand to give you some extra security. Your hands won't blow off the side of the grip, and you also can find the edge of that grip really well. They do a unique extra padding on top and less cut or more cut away on the bottom, so you get the padding where you need it, but the thickness down under, the thinness down underneath the palm or the fingers to make that grip feel a little smaller where you like that too. All right, next we've got the Raceface Get a Grip. This is a pretty new grip. It's a little bit more smooth than several of the other grips that we've talked about. That's going to provide just a more comfortable feel and also a lot of durability with a few less edges. Now they have some pattern on the bottom that actually is contoured to fit the fingers really nicely, and it does have a sort of one-way feel to it, so it's really grippy one direction and a little more slick the other. Should be nice for just kind of settling into the grip space there. These do come in two different thicknesses if you like a slightly thicker or thinner grip. Alright, so starting off with the tag section grip. Got some small ribbing on one section of the grip. This is another one with several different sections for different types of or needs that your hand might have around. We've got a smoother thumb section again, that ribbing across the hand, and some nice edges along the bottom. Now this grip's exceptionally thin, but also pretty long, so it could fit, you know, someone with larger hands than mine, but who likes a nice small grip. I find that smaller grips sometimes help prevent hand fatigue because your hands just can be a little bit smaller on that grip. The Tag Wrap grip, another one formulated after popular motorcycle grips. It's a lot like the Brendog DeathGrip, but a little bit different details. We've got a flange on here. We've got sort of some angled ribbing underneath the thumb and forefinger for that cushion and grip at the same time. A little bit of a unique finger catch down underneath. Got some nice edges without being super sharp, and then a narrower section throughout the grip. So we're looking at 33 millimeter diameter under the forefinger and thumb, and then narrower 29 millimeter on the outside of the palm. All right. Now, Ergon makes a huge variety of grips, starting off here with the GE1. These are grips sort of aimed at enduro rider, maybe a trail rider. They have an 8-degree angle to the actual palm of the grip. So the idea here is to encourage a more elbows out riding position. Also putting a little more padding underneath the heel of your hand where you might feel it the most. They've got a little bit of a trigger as well, and there is a separate left and right to this grip. This one happens to be the Evo factory version, so some really special sticky rubber and some details that make it just a little extra grippy, I guess. So a little angle to the end cap as well, so that can glance off trees slightly different. And I've owned this grip for a while. It's a popular one. Check that thing out. We've also wanted to talk about the GA3 grip. Now, a lot of the Ergon grips, including the GE one, come in some different diameters. So here we've got the GA3 in a narrow and a large, and again, just for comfort and fitting different hand sizes, but they really do feel quite a bit different. Again, the Ergons are going to have a specific left and right. So the GA one has a little bit more of a wing for the heel of your hand to sit on, but you still get a really narrow grip under the fingers. So keeping some fatigue away while spreading out the pressure with this unique wing feature. And the GA3 in the thicker grip, definitely a bigger feel. The wing is about the same size. It's really just the diameter of the grip throughout that is slightly different. All right. Moving on next, SQLab 70X. SQLab does make some similar grips to the Ergon with a nice little wing, so check those out if that's your flavor. This one happens to just have very specific padding and knurling, and depending on the different parts of your hand. SQLab, again, really known for ergonomics in their saddles, and they carry that over to the grip here. So you've got a smoother pad on the outside, the heel of the hand, also a little bit of a more oblong section for the fingers to grip here in the front, and then great knurling for traction throughout. Okay. a brand new one to our line from a really popular company, OneUp Components, just launching a new grip here. This is a fairly lightweight grip, somewhat simple, but it has some unique features. Tight knurling diamonds across the top. There's actually a cutout in the sleeve right underneath the heel of the hand. So right in here, this part actually can flex because that sleeve is cut out. It's going to give you a little bit more cushioning where there's no plastic underneath the palm and you just get the rubber. Finally, underneath the hand, there's some long ribs here. So the fingers are going to lock onto those really well, and they are directional. So slipping one way, gripping the other way. This happens to be actually the left-hand grip. So I can really catch my fingers on the edges here. Yeah, something unique from OneUp. And finally, we've got the SDG Thrice Grip. This is just released and launched recently. Now we've got a sort of built-in clamp on this one. That's not going to slide off like on some of these others. It does come in 2 different diameters as well. And again, really specific grip built around the different sections of your hand. So we've got some ribbing underneath the trigger and thumb like some of the others. There's a circular pattern that's pretty raised up down on the heel of the hand. It's going to give some good cushioning, and then some nice small edges along the fingers. This is a really lightweight grip as well. Now, if any of these catch your eye, it might be a great way to spruce up your ride for not a lot of money. Ask at your local bike shop, tell them BTI sent you. Don't forget, you can ask questions in our comment section. We'll get back to you as best we can. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our future videos.